summer?
It's just my process. It's just how I've always been in college, even to now. And it's really just, how I get everything in, what I need to get in, whether it's film, treatment-wise, just, I got to get everything in to start my day, to end my day, and, by whatever time, you got to get it done.
Does coach ever tell you, go home and go back to sleep? I need you energized?
I'm always energized. I'm playing football, so, I'm doing what I love. Not a lot of people, can do that in this world. So, I'm one of the 1% who's blessed to do it. So, I'm always going to have energy when I'm on the field.
Cam, what's it been like working with Calvin Ridley? He says, I'm here to do what he says to do. What's that been like early on, the relationship?
It's been good with Red, especially, a vet who's had, a decent amount of stops, who's produced at every stop. For him to hear my feedback and what I want, and, I got to hear his, because at the end of the day, if I'm not clicking, he's not clicking, we the two main pieces. So we gotta listen to each other and continue to build that chemistry, staying after practice, getting work in, and, even on the weekend getting work in.
To get here at 5, Cam, what time are you waking up and what time are you going to bed at night?
I don't really like to disclose my schedule out there, but I get enough sleep, and I make sure I get enough sleep. If you're gonna be on my time, you got to get sleep.
And pretty eager. It sounds like you've had some guys that are eager to join you early. Was that people just volunteering here? You're wanting to get together at 5 to watch film, and the crowd kind of grew?
Just them boys wanting to get work in as well. We all got something to prove every year we step on the field, but I just think just the schedule that we have right now as rookies, the maintenance that we have to be able to do. A lot of guys, that's the only way that we're able to get all the information that we need.
What do you think of the third downs today, Cam? I guess it's mainly a third down or a lot of third down work today. How'd you feel like?
It was real good, especially, finally get some blitz packages from the defense. It's not really full speed yet, but to see just how everything can speed up on third down. It's a lot of kill checks that you have to get to at the line of scrimmage as a quarterback. So, it's good to, finally be introduced to it. And I think I'm getting better every day.
Was this kind of the most advanced in terms of third down stuff that you guys have done so far?
Yeah, I would say this is the most advanced we did, just because we just emphasized third down every play, especially the last session. And so it's good. You get paid on third down, and so, that's where you got to make your money.
Cam, in your eyes, what kind of receiver is Calvin Ridley?
That man a dog. He can win versus press man. He knows zone. I think he's one of the top 5 receivers in the NFL, if not the best. And so I'm blessed to play with him. He's going to make me look good, every chance, I get a chance to throw the ball to him. But he's somebody who's coachable. He's a team guy. And, he's the right person to lead that room.
Anything specific he's done out here that you've gone, wow, that's a pro right there?
Me a catch for him.
Yeah.
I threw him a little back shoulder. He one hand snagged it. But, he used to doing that, but the way he grabbed it, it was clean. But, I mean, that guy, he's the ultimate competitor. I think the biggest thing that he don't get, heard for is how communicative he is, with myself, with the other quarterbacks. And I just think that, he's going to be a reason why, we're going to try to be one of the best offenses this year.
It looked like that you and Restrepo had the chemistry working today there in that one drill, caught 2 passes from you. What's it kind of been like renewing that with him out here on this practice field?
I'm not renewing nothing with Restrepo. I know how that man run. He know how I throw. He know I'm getting it out quick. And so I just think it's more for me and him getting used to the new offense, getting used to the, the terminology, how he has to run his route, how I need to know the coverage to throw the ball. So it's just us getting used to Coach Callahan's offense.
Cam, if you're methodical and steady right now, and not necessarily dazzling, is that good? Is that fine? Is that where you need to be?
Say that again?
If you're methodical and steady right now, kind of gradually improving, and not dazzling, not making any kind of superstar plays, so to speak, is that good? Is that fine? Is that where you need to be?
I really don't know. I can't really make no crazy plays in practice. Practice only tell half of the story. The game got to tell the other half. And so I'm more just trying to be better, first and second down, not have to get the third down, just trying to keep the chains moving, every play we get. And I think the more times that the quarterback position can put the ball in play, let his receivers, tight ends, and running backs make plays, the more successful the offense is going to be.